Hello, I'm Wafflestick, and welcome back to my Minecraft survival series. We are currently on the WayStone server, Season 2, Episode 12, and I have some pretty big plans for today. We are going to be starting on a new base. If you guys didn't remember, I did say this is going to be my first base. It's not going to be a permanent base, and I have decided today to start working on that new base. And the idea I want to go with a theme, because all of my builds haven't really been themed, and I had thought maybe we should do a modern house because I just thought it'd be really cool. But let's go ahead and take care of this zombie first because he has some very fancy boots. Okay. Yes. Okay, anyway. Modern home. Yes, I'd like to start on that today. Go with like a theme because none of my builds have been themed, which is odd enough. But I want to go with something that I can design and say, hey, this is what I was going for, and this is what we can stick with. But yes, I'm over here in Spawn to show you a couple of changes that have happened with the clock tower itself. We now have the Ender Dragon egg as a trophy in our lanterns up here. I thought it looked good in the middle, and then Frimp has come along and redesigned the note tone. Let me go ahead and do this. Now, I don't know if you could hear that. Let me go ahead and turn up the music a little bit because I feel like there's a little bit... Okay, we got to circle around. Let's try this again. Okay, now if you recognize that tone, let me know because it's a neat little thing that Frimp has put in there. And I must say, I'm a huge fan of what he has put in there and what it represents as well. I actually have something for the Nintendo DS. In that game particular. So I'm over here in the community area. Hasn't really changed any. No one's really done any builds, which is a little bit unfortunate. I plan on doing something over here soon because it's kind of just been sitting here. Not a whole lot has changed. I had added in the swimming pool idea, and before we fought the Ender Dragon, I had thought to do some bone milling and putting some boulders in so it looks a little bit better over here. But yeah, that's all I could really say about this area. But I think we need to go ahead and start gathering materials to build that modern house, and maybe even finish the outer shell of it today. And I had thought maybe the rest for the interior decoration we could do like a live stream for. So let's go ahead and get rolling with some materials. I do have a bunch of concrete already made, the white concrete, so it's just going from there. Oddly enough, I find it very satisfying to be digging gravel for these concrete blocks. I just think it's a fun thing to do, to go out and find patches of gravel because, well, we've never really done it in Minecraft, have we? I haven't really been looking for gravel unless I'm making like coarse dirt or something. And those moments are very far in between. But I have been noticing a few squid spawning in the area over here. And even though my sword kills them in one swipe, which is kind of crazy, we have been gathering ink sacs for a darker gray. And that's the great thing about the sword. It has looting. Yes, so we can gather quite a few ink sacs. And it doesn't take much to dye our concrete. So this will be used in contrast to the white concrete, which I think is going to look really nice for our modern build. But I need to get some more rockets because I'm kind of out here in the middle of nowhere. So in the meantime, I had thought to make this little thing. Yes, you may have seen the tutorial I have posted just maybe 1 or 2 days ago. This is a concrete generator that I have come up with. It's a very, very simple concept, and we can use this to make some concrete, which I think is very nice. Of course, I have expended all of my logs in this design, but I would need to fill in these blocks here. Maybe we could just get away with putting some gravel there. I think that'd be fine. Something a little bit mix match with that. I think it looks pretty good. But we do have this concrete generator, which I think is very neat. We got everything we need in here. And it being in the house, we don't have to worry about mobs getting us. And we can go ahead and put in our concrete here. You can simply place it on there and just mine it, as long as you need to. So I think that's a neat little setup. But I'm going to be using that to make some more concrete. I'm going to try to go for like a dark gray effect for our modern build. So let me go ahead and collect some sand after I've slept. And we'll get on with it. Okay, let's make up some concrete powder. using gray dye. I think that gray is going to look really nice as that dark effect. Now I want to show you how this concrete generator works, just as a short demonstration, as I have made a tutorial on it. And I think you guys could come to appreciate it if you want a compact design that's not going to cost you anything, but you just simply place it down and then it hardens up. Of course, you're going to have your concrete powder in your left hand and the pick in your right, rather than the opposite, but place it down, hold it, and it starts collecting into the hopper, into your chest. So you don't have to worry about a thing. It goes all into the chest, and then from there, you can go ahead and collect it and start your build. So I just thought I'd show a quick demonstration of this. Let's go ahead and try to get this done and get over to an area where we can start building onto our modern home. After a little bit of work, I think I am satisfied with this plot. I have dug this plot out. I pushed back the actual terrain a bit to make it look a little bit more natural. Of course, I still got to do a little bit of work over there. It's looking a little bit unnatural. But I think once we get this home in, it's not going to really matter much, because I think this is how big I've wanted it. I'm going to do some underground work as well. I have a lot of plans for this, so I did try another base build. I tried to build a mushroom and it didn't really work, and I was going to do a big mushroom and I just wasn't that great with it. And I was like, okay, let's try something different. Let's try something else that's themed. And I was like, okay, let's go with a modern house. That's kind of how the concept came about. So I still have a bunch of red blocks somewhere. I don't know where I put them. Yeah, here they are. That's the mushroom thing I was going to do. I have a bunch of concrete. But this is primarily what I'm going to be using. I need to put away some of this dirt here. But yeah, I think I want to start with like different colors and then just kind of work the clips like that, because really it's going to use a lot of solid colors in this. And I think that's going to look pretty good, but we may end up having to make some more concrete blocks, which I'm hoping we can get a lot of it done right now. So starting out, let's go ahead and place in our concrete block. Well, that's powder. It's not concrete. There we are. Push this pig back because he's in our way, and he wants to continuously get in our way. Go away, please. So if we were to do like maybe a 3 wall here, well, heck, well, we can even go with like a bigger wall like that. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And we're just to continue that. So 3, 4, 5. And then have this as a huge corner piece until we have our inner layer. So that's the thing. Visualizing it could be totally different from actually doing it. So I don't know. I feel like that could work. So I'm just going to do a little bit of work with this. I'm going to be doing progress updates. I really wish I could do a time lapse, but Optifine still hasn't come out yet. I only have one monitor, so recording a third-person time-lapse is kind of difficult for me. So let me go ahead and work on this a little bit and see where I can get, because I think we can get somewhere with this. So I have been working on the framework a little bit, and I think this looks pretty good. I've got something going here, I feel like. We could probably use a little bit more, but I'm thinking it looks pretty good so far. We may want to do like another block up here, but I'm not sure. I really like that differentiation of size. But I feel like we need to indent this somehow. We need to do some kind of indentation somewhere to do a staircase to go up to the roof. And I have also placed blocks over here. And this is going to be the main entry point right here. Just going to do like a double door there. Yeah, I think it's going to come together pretty nicely. I mean, I don't know. I'm still trying to get used to the solid colors because I'm not much of a solid color builder. And I thought this would be a pretty good challenge for myself. And this is throwing me off a little bit. I may actually have to do something with that. But we'll have to also stack a bunch of blocks, which I am running a little bit short on white concrete, which I may have to do some more mining for that stuff. But I'm thinking the design we have so far looks pretty good. The more I work on this project, the more I'm loving it. This is what we've got so far. I must say, I have done quite a bit of work. I had gathered up a bunch of quartz earlier on, and I had found it in a chest in my base. So I'm pretty excited that we do have some of that, but I will have to get some soon. It's rather expensive, and somewhat difficult to differentiate with white concrete in your inventory, but I think this is a nice little mix match that has a very nice white contrast with the white concrete blocks. And I had thought we could use this to build like a little balcony. That looks pretty cool. I'm thinking maybe this could be just a little bit much gray. We might want to take that out. I'm not absolutely sure. But I think it looks pretty good as of right now. And I had decided to go with some wood because I want to accent the design with something. And I thought, what else would be better than oak wood itself? I need to get rid of some of these scaffolding blocks because they're getting in the way. There we are. Still got to fill in that bottom gap down there just to make it look a little bit better, but I haven't really gotten to it yet. Maybe we could, if we wanted to, just line some white concrete like that. Okay, and it's given it that neat little design that I'm actually looking for. And I've got a bunch of dirt up there too. We need to take that out if we can. There we go. Let's make it look a little bit prettier, you know, touching things up while I can. Yeah, I'm liking this. Holy cow. That is something, but the only thing is, it's requiring a lot of concrete. I had to make another trip, actually 2 trips, to get the quartz, because I was planning on going mining, but I had found some. So this is sort of like that going, and this is only the front segment, and that's the smallest segment, it looks like. Now that may actually be the biggest one. But there's still a lot to go for this design, so I may actually split this up in episodes. And I'm really hoping that we can live stream some interior decor with it, because I think that would be really cool to get some ideas from the community. But yeah, as of right now, I'm going to probably go ahead and put this down for tonight, because I have been working on this for a very long time. I've been on this for about 3 or 4 hours, so just coming up with some kind of feasible design, some viable design, it's been very difficult. I'm not much of a modern home builder, but this is coming out looking okay. I've got to maybe do some different decor aside from what I have, because it's looking very much the same. I want to kind of spin things up a bit. Like, even if we were to take something on camera and just like do something, you know, do like a touch up of some kind, like even having maybe some wood texture in there would look pretty good. Not that wood texture, but doing something like that, you know? Oh, this is starting to kind of come together. I like it. So I want to be a little bit more realistic about this episode. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to finish this episode, but I still have done quite a bit of work off camera. It seems like these projects without time lapses are very difficult to do because, well, you don't want to do everything off camera. I mean, it just kind of defeats the point of recording an episode, but I have repaired all my tools. I need to possibly get an experienced farm in mending on some of these tools, which I do have on my pickaxe, and I can't tell you the source right now, but I did get it all mended up. But let's go over to our modern home, which is over here, and you may notice right away that I have been doing some work to it. I've got it filled in on one side over here, which this looks pretty good. I have worked on this for another 3 or 4 hours, somewhere in there. I've been doing a lot of work to it, and that may be the reason I'm a little bit behind on this episode. It may come out a little bit later than what I usually release. But yeah, this is kind of what I got going on. I need to take this block out because it's bothering me. But yeah, I have implemented some interior work. We've got a staircase here, which I think looks really nice. I wanted a staircase design to come up here. And I may actually translate this to another staircase going to the very top. Having like a 3-layer building, I think would be nice. The only thing is, decorating up here to make it look viable and pretty functional has been kind of difficult. I have decided to do maybe like a garden of some sorts in here, which I think would look really cool. But I haven't fully decided on that yet. I'm thinking about doing like my water source in this middle and having an extra grass block layer above all this. And we would have a pretty cool looking garden. But I would say we are about halfway on the actual structure itself, not necessarily the interior or anything. And there's a lot I want to do with this, so I thought maybe we could leave this the way it is, so that we can do some live stream work, because that would be a good way to work around it. Just buckling down, doing a good live stream, and trying to fill in the areas that do need to be filled in, and then start working on the interior there. But it's coming together. I really like the staircase. It's kind of awkward with these blocks right here, these half slabs. I may have to work on something with that. But yes, everything else looks pretty nice. I think I got it even. There's a bunch of bats flying around in this area. That looks nice. I really love the black stained glass. I think that looks so good. But it's nice to have a fresh, clean slate of an inventory, so I can work with this a little bit more. I have all my build materials in there. But I think for this episode, I'm just going to leave this behind as of right now, because I'm getting a little bit burned out on the project. It takes a lot out of you whenever you work on one particular build forever. But this looks absolutely cool from spawn. You can actually turn around and see it. It's crazy. It's not very far from spawn, which is definitely a good thing. And I just think it looks cool from that distance. You may even actually be able to see it up here around the clock tower, which would be really cool if I could. I could see it, but it's barely see it peeking above the trees. Oh man, that is cool. I mean, I didn't expect that build to be as big as it is. That is crazy for that plot. I think the verticality of it really throws you off. But I'm going to go back up to base and see if there's anything else I need to work on real quick before we do end today's episode off. And yeah, we are in a good straight narrow path now. So for the final clip, you may notice that there is a big red blotch over here. And yes, this is an abandoned project of mine. Yes, I have a very particular standard when it comes to Minecraft content, especially when it goes on YouTube, because then it becomes public and people see my stuff. And let me just go ahead and assure you, you do not want to see me try to build this for 20 minutes. I was going to texturize it. It was going to look a little bit better than what it does now, but the shape just did not come out. And I'll tell you my mistake. I was trying to do a build that wasn't symmetrical and leave it to Wafflestick. Wafflestick is not good at asymmetrical builds. No. I have tore down the stock, but it was originally like smooth sandstone and red concrete. And I had expended a lot of time gathering everything I needed. Of course, the concrete, people think that that stuff is expensive because it's a rather new item in the game. But, you know, a full crafting table of sand, gravel, and your dye of choice, which I have a flower generator that I can pull out of the chest anytime I want and set it up, you know. Just making like a burnout torch, and you can generate a bunch of red dye really quick. So this was fairly simple to get the materials for, but as far as like building it, yeah, it took a long time, let me just say. But I will not let content go out on my channel if it doesn't look good. That's just the way I am. I had abandoned this project. It's a little bit sad to see it go, because the concepts that I did have for this was absolutely spectacular. I was going to do a bigger mushroom than this, but it ended up being this size. Wasn't satisfied with it, and I'm just like, okay, let's just dip out on this and go build something that fits our building capabilities a little bit more. And now I have ended up with a modern home, but yep, that's it in a nutshell. I think I'm going to go ahead and dip off of this episode, guys. And we'll probably be seeing you in a live stream this weekend, because I have a rather clear schedule. A very clear schedule, and I plan on doing some live streaming. So take care, and we'll see you in a video later down the road, or even a stream. So take care, have a fantastic day, see you guys later.